100 years it took Moto Guzzi to produce a motorcycle with a liquid-cooled engine. 100 years of a past with 15 world racing titles, but still a stubbornly demand on producing retro-looking bikes with old mechanics in the 21st century. So why did it take so long? Well, I don't have the correct answer, but my guess is that it would be somewhere in between of Moto Guzzi being a brand with such a strong heritage and a I don't give a fuck Italian mindset. I really like that. But now, 100 years later, the Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello is a reality. The first ever Moto Guzzi produced liquid-cooled engine, even though you can't tell because of the hidden pipeworks on the motorcycle. But with a 115 horsepower engine with a torque spec at 105 Newton meters is making sure that you are not the slowest moped on the road anymore, but nor either the fastest. But that's okay, because that isn't why you're buying this bike in the first place. If you wanna be the fastest, you buy the fastest. But I rather prefer something special than fast. But I do have one demand, and that is that it has to deliver when I want to. This does. See, this V100 Mandello is not only a trophy bike that has the looks of its own heritage. For example, the slits here in the side panels to mimic their 1976 Le Mans 850. The most noticeable performance feature, if you're going with the S model, is that it has the semi-active Öhlins smart suspension that regulates itself after which ride mode you have chosen to ride in. But the S model also comes with heated grips and up and down quick shifter as well. And just to top it all off, they have chosen to be first movers with a brand new patented adaptive aerodynamic deflectors that can deflect up to 22% wind from the rider. But is it just a gimmick from the provocative Italians? Because when you're out riding and surpassing the inserted kilometers per hour, the deflectors will adjust itself. And a lot of people I have talked with about this thinks it's a gimmick, but I actually have some other thoughts to it, because for us not living in the southern hemisphere and riding on a day like today where it's only 2 degrees and snow, I can really tell a difference. I can really tell that my knees doesn't get as much cool down as they normally would do. But we also have the, as you can see here, the electronically windscreen. This is just super awesome touring features. Moto Guzzi tells us that the V100 Mandello has the soul of a roadster and the spirit of a tourer. And even though I really can't tell the difference of a roadster anymore, I do think I get what they are trying to tell us. Because a tourer, this bike definitely is. But due to the much smaller physical size of the engine and the way they have designed the single-sided swing arm, this Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello is attacking corners like no other Moto Guzzi have done in the past. So if you're all about the numbers, this bike isn't anything for you. But if you want something where you know the designers and the engineers drank 400% more espressos and are genuinely proud of the outcome of their vision, then this bike is definitely something you should look after. Cause yes, 150 horsepower to a fully loaded 233 kilo motorcycle is not the best power to weight ratio you'll find. But it is the bike that people will come to you and talk about and remember in the future. A new counterbalance crankshaft almost cancel out the Moto Guzzi Rock when touching the throttle, but it do still have its charm, so it's not all gone. And talking about the Moto Guzzi Rock, they have turned the cylinders 90 degrees, so now the exhaust is going out from the side of the engine instead of out of the front of these cylinders. And the reason why for that is simple, and it is because it's now a liquid-cooled engine, so of course it now has a radiator fan in front of the motorcycle. So can you even compare the V100 Mandello to other bikes? Because it's more expensive than others in the classroom, and it's also far more heavier. But I would put it together with the Indian FTR 1200 and the Suzuki GSX Katana. Not because of the specs, but for a new category of heritage bikes that are merging history and design together, but deliver when they should. And probably more than you think.